Welcome into PFF TV. I'm Sam Monson. He's Steve Palazzolo, and today we're going to be previewing the Big 12 championship game, Steve. It's been brought to you by Eckrich, the official smoked sausage of the college football playoff. And Steve, this is a rematch of the Red River rivalry game that handed Oklahoma their only defeat so far this season. So you've got Kyler Murray and this unstoppable Oklahoma offense. Can they do it again?
Yeah, that's the big question. They didn't really stop them the first time. They did give up 45 points, 48-45 victory for Texas, but it's still going to come back down to the passing games and slowing down Kyler Murray, who has the highest grade we've ever given right now for a quarterback dating back to 2014, in part because of what he's done as a passer, but also as a runner. And in that first game, he had 5 carries for 91 yards just on designed runs alone, another 3 carries for 24 yards on scrambles. So slowing down Kyler Murray, Texas did it a little bit. It was the second lowest grade he's had all season, but he still went, 19 for 26 for 309, 4 touchdowns. Key interception and a key fumble is essentially the difference in the game. And you've talked about this at the NFL level, Sam. You just can't lose possessions, and I think that's what this game comes down to. Can Texas steal a couple possessions, because Kyler Murray and that offense has just been so good this year? They need to find a way to force those turnovers.
It's all about gradations. You're never going to slow them down completely. You just need to chip away a little bit, steal a possession here and there. And obviously the other side of the ball, you've got Sam Ehlinger. Can he keep pace with this Oklahoma offense? We saw him do it a little bit last year when he went toe-to-toe with Baker Mayfield. Now it's going up against Kyler Murray.
Yeah, and he held his own in the first game. It was his 3rd best game of the season, going up against a poor Oklahoma defense, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. But, he went 24 for 35. He had over 300 yards passing. And when he's throwing the ball to Lil Jordan Humphrey, Colin Johnson, I think Texas, a lot of times you get into these games and you think, okay, we have to keep Oklahoma's offense off the field. Texas needs to think aggressive, score points, get the ball to Lil Jordan in the slot, get the ball outside to Colin Johnson. Lil Jordan Humphrey, number 7 in slot yards this year with 905. So I do think it's going to come down to Ehlinger in the pass game. And of course, Ehlinger has been a solid runner as well. He's figured out how to, move the chains, pick up just enough first downs, or be a part of the designed running game just enough to keep defenses off balance. So I think it's going to come down to their ability to stay explosive against Oklahoma. And Ehlinger, by far, the best quarterback that we've seen from Texas since Colt McCoy.
Right.
And, that's why they have to put the ball in his hands.
And then the flip side of that coin to Ehlinger, one of Ehlinger's best games, is that this was by far the worst grade of that Oklahoma defense so far this season. So again, we're back to, can that repeat? Can that Texas offense keep that Oklahoma defense struggling as much as they did in the first time?
Yeah, they need to, and Oklahoma's defense must find a way, the same thing, to just get a couple stops, to get Kyler Murray, that one extra opportunity offensively, because this was their worst game of the season, 55.8 overall grade on the season, or in the game for Oklahoma. That was pretty bad. They only pressured Ehlinger on 8 of his 40 dropbacks, and they only had 1 player grade above 70 on the defensive side of the ball. Last week we previewed the West Virginia game and said, look, Oklahoma has multiple players in the secondary allowing a passer rating over 100 into their coverage. That's way too high. So Oklahoma has to find a way to slow down Ehlinger and the passing attack. So it's going to come down to just stealing possessions in this rematch.
So I know it's going to come as a shock, but we're predicting a shootout in the Big 12 championship game, a conference where defense is very much optional, Steve. This has been brought to you by Eckrich, the official smoked sausage of the college football playoff. Don't forget to pick up your Eckrich smoked sausage at your local grocery store for this weekend's tailgate or homegate party, and make sure to visit EckrichFootball.com for great game day recipes and to enter the season-long $1 Million Challenge.